So this is going to be a fun fan fiction idea because this one is going to be one of the cartoon adaptations I like to do with Marvel and DC events. And as you can see from the title here, we're going to be doing one on a fun event I thought was pretty decent, Night Terrors. So, it being a spooky season and all that, I thought this would be kind of perfect for a story. So let's get into it. So the story is that basically all around the world, people are suddenly just falling asleep left and right, including superheroes. And people in these, people who have instantaneously keep falling asleep are succumbing to these horrific, just monstrous nightmares. However, there is one hero that so far has not been affected, and that is, of course, Jenny, aka XJ9. Reason being, not just because she's a robot, it's because she doesn't dream. She's incapable of dreaming. So whatever this is, it can't reach her because she doesn't dream. It isn't but however, that doesn't mean every robot superhero is awake and able to resist whatever is going on. Because the Autobots are also out because they're capable of dreams and whatnot. So they're affected. Other robot superheroes who do have some synaptics that do have dreams are affected. So Jenny is basically going around what the hell's going on, because people who are stuck in these dreams are going insane and attacking people in the on the streets. So there's while the heroes are out of commission, normal people are turning into these horrific nightmare monsters while under the control of whatever the hell this is. And Jenny is I can't find help anywhere. I cannot for the life of me get any kind of help, and I can't find anyone else who's still awake. That is until she gets a call. She gets a call and is hey, come to these coordinates real fast. If you're not affected, come to these coordinates right now. Those coordinates being the Power Rangers Command Center. And it turns out both Zordon and Alpha are unaffected. So when Jenny arrives, she's hey, what's going on? Zordon's I'm pure energy. It couldn't, it's, whatever this is not affecting me. And of course, Alpha is incapable of dreaming. And he's because I'm always awake. Ay. All these superheroes are asleep and trapped in dreams, while all of the normal people are turning into monsters. This is really bad. So Jenny's well, who else? Is anyone else you've been able to get in contact with anyone else? And to which Zordon's we've been reaching out. So far, we haven't found any communication. But there are a few heroes that are unaffected. There are a few heroes that are a few characters in general that are unaffected, because it's not just heroes who are who are falling into this dream state. It's also villains. A lot of villains are being affected by this dream state as well. So what's going on is that this dream state is being affected. I mean, this dream state has affected a lot of superheroes and villains, but there are some that are remain unaffected. Among those being, it's so great. The thing is, like I said, the crystal gems, they're out. They're capable of they are capable of dreaming, even though they're not capable of sleeping. If you are in some capacity capable of dreaming or at least falling asleep, this thing gets you. But however, there are a few who have managed to break through. One of those being Sailor Moon. Sailor Moon managed to break out of it. You have Raina Rouge, who broke out of her nightmare. Randy, who broke out of his nightmare. Yeah, Randy Cunningham, 9th grade ninja. He broke out of his nightmare. But a lot of others are still trapped in their nightmares. You also have another one who managed to break free of his nightmare because he was able to focus his mind enough to break free of it. was Snake Eyes from G.I. Joe, Omi from Shaolin Showdown. They were able to, like, break through these illusions and nightmares. So, but there are still, it's not enough of them. But, however, they like, all the heroes that do manage to get Alpha and Zordon's, plea for help, they do kind of piece together that what's behind this is no doubt Nocturne, one of Danny Phantom's enemies. And they're like, well, shit, Nocturne and his Sleepwalkers, the last time they did this, they almost took over an entire town. How do we beat that? And it's like, yeah, but it's on a grander scale. Like, how is this possible? And also, like, Danny's out of commission. Maybe if we can snap him out of the nightmare he's in, maybe that can help. And Zordon's like, we've been compiling data on this. Like, we've been looking into it being Nocturne, and we've kind of made a discovery that Nocturne, as powerful as he is, he hasn't been seen a lot, and he also Danny wasn't his first enemy. And they're like, scusi? Like, he wasn't the first villain. Like, Nocturne was on Earth before he fought Danny, and they're like, yeah. Zordon explains that, like, we've done some digging, and it turns out that long ago, decades ago, back in the 1950s and 60s, a being that was described as, like, a dream monster, who was basically, like, they put together, yeah, that was Nocturne, did battle with a superhero back in that time, and that was Birdman. Birdman did battle with Nocturne ages ago. So, but they're like, so whatever is happening, like, Nocturne's clearly looking for something. If he's, like, got so many how much dream power he has, that means, like, he's looking for something. And they're like, yeah, ages ago Nocturne did battle with Birdman, and they were fighting over a thing called the Dreamstone. And the Dreamstone was something that gave Nocturne even more, gave him more power than before, but Birdman did battle with him and defeated him and hid the Dreamstone where no one can find it. So Zordon's like, unfortunately, Birdman's dead. He died a long time ago. So we don't know what to do. Like, the only way we could find the Dreamstone and stop Nocturne is by talking to Birdman, but he's dead. And that's when Randy goes, I might have an idea. Yeah, I might have an idea, guys. And everyone's looking at him, was like, what's your plan, numbnuts? And he's like, so I have this ability called the Art of Healing, but it can also raise the dead. And they're like, no, we're not, no, we're not doing that. Like, there's no way we're going to, use this to desecrate someone's eternal rest. But there's not really much of Randy's like, do you have a better idea, guys? Like, we'll put him back in the ground when it's over, but, like, for right now, we need Birdman. So they go to Birdman's grave. Randy hits the grave with the Art of Healing, and out crawls Birdman's, like, decrepit corpse, and he's just like, well, if you brought me back, it's that bad. And they're like, yeah, hi Birdman, we're all big fans, but, we need your help. And he's like, thought so. And they're like, do you remember fighting a monster, a sleep monster named Nocturne? And he's like, yeah, I remember battling him. It was over the Dreamstone. I kept it out of his hands. And they're like, he's looking, where did you hide it? Like, where did you hide the Dreamstone? And he's like, oh, yeah, about that. Yeah, you're probably wondering why, Nocturne is using putting everyone to sleep and turning people into monsters, because he's searching. I got help from a mystic friend of mine to hide the Dreamstone in the subconscious in a world of the subconscious realm. And they're like, you hid it in everyone's dreams? And I was like, Birdman was like, best place to hide anything is stick it right in their fucking face. And he's like, you hid it in like every, like, he's like, I hid it in the collective mind of people. The one, like, Nocturne would never suspect that I'd hide it in the one place he never would have thought of. And they're like, well, that's why he's kind of like breaking out now and like trying to find it. So Birdman's like, all right, well, we're gonna need some help to to get, to go to the dream realm and locate where the hell he hid it. So that's what they have to do. Is they now have to find someone who has enough magic to like get through to the dream realm. While this is going on, more heroes and villains are like succumbing to nightmares. You have like different characters like succumbing more and more to nightmares. Even the team that has remained awake is starting to feel like Nocturne's power is getting so great that it's actually like starting to affect them on a certain level. Like they're starting to feel exhaustion and tired, and it's getting harder and harder to stay awake. But they're still like pushing on. So what else was there? So with using a magic spell that they get from a little help from Luz on that one, and they basically go into the dream world after Luz basically uses she uses one of Ida's old magic spells to travel into the mindscape. Therefore, they can find the Dream Stone and thereby banish Nocturne in doing so. But in that time frame, they had to like fight their way through like dream monsters and friends and allies that have been turned into these kind of nightmare monsters. And from there, they do get the Dream Stone. And this time, the Dream Stone gets sent into. They basically hide it in a. They hide it in a whole other universe. They basically like just chuck it in like a little pocket dimension in physical form, so Nocturne or anyone else can't get it. Anyway, so there you go, guys. So by the end of it, Birdman is sent back to the grave, and he's just like, "That was fun doing that one more time." And Randy was like, "Yeah, it was really cool. It was really also super gross." Anyway, so there you go, guys. That is the fanfiction idea for cartoon adaptation of Night Terrors. You guys tell me in the comments below, what did you guys think of it? Comment below, let me know. Other than that, hope y'all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.